Okay, so today, this is what you've been asking for. You know, I did miss last month, and I heard you had a great time, but I heard that you guys were all sitting and looking at this quilt right there, up there, and saying, how do you do those corner blocks? Honestly, I had just started working on that pattern, and it's called the Sassy Star. Doesn't that sound hot and kind of exciting? The Sassy Star. And what's really cool about it is that you don't need to have any special cube boxes. You don't need any cubes, all those little dies. All you need is a great stack of strip dies. It's all done with a strip.
Really?
Yes, really. And if you have never used a strip die, I think you're going to be really, really happy. They are my favorite dies to use, and let me tell you, I have every size, I think. So
Yeah.
if you look at the cover pattern that you have right there, this was actually made by Sue Bouchard.
Oh.
It was made by Sue Bouchard whenever we were working on the Radiant Star book.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't have that quilt. It is really fun to see. 9 different Sassy Stars, but if you flip over and go 1 page in, then you will see 1 page in, and you will see the one on the design wall right there. Okay, right on the design wall, and I tell you, I have to feel so blessed. In my garage in Julian, I have probably, I always say 100 boxes by count. I put out my hand, touched a box, and that was already half done.
Oh.
So I was just so excited that I wanted to do it. And so if you go nice and close on the Sassy Star that I just finished, Eric. I can't see it in the camera now, but anyhow, it's just really fun.
That
This,
one there?
yes, this one right here. This was done with 1.5-inch strips, cut on the 45-degree angle. I'll show you that really quick. So you need to have the 1.5-inch strip die. These corners were done with a 4.5-inch strip die. You have a 4.5-inch. And then these little guys were done with a 3.5-inch strip die. Keep on moving. What size do you think the 9 patch in these strips? Take a guess.
1 inch.
Oh, you're so brilliant, you guys. 1.5-inch. And this right here, the first border, is done. 2.5. 2.5. Now they say at Accuquilt that the 2.5-inch strip die is the most popular die that they have. How many of you have it? Let me see. Yes, I'm so excited. That's really great. And then the outside border, this is really cool. It's 4.5 inches. I had already done the 4.5 for the corners, so now I use the 4.5-inch die in the border. So it's fun to do, and you're going, oh my gosh. And I found these stars, and you have to help me now, Stephanie. And this is the one, okay, what a story it has. I started pressing the blocks. These are all done with those same die numbers. I wonder if we should go the other way, and you should see. And I started pressing them one by one, and I noticed that I'm going, wow, these are kind of really nice blocks. Look at those. They're just what I need for my lesson that I saw. There were little initials written on the back.
Oh, yeah?
And then I came to one that had initials, and it also said 2011 Paducah.
Oh, wow.
In 2011, I had a teacher training class in Paducah. 25 students made a star. 25
Oh, wow.
teachers made the star, and I just want to tell you how interesting it is to put together 25 different sizes of blocks. This is what the block looks like. And then I just want to tell you, I am dyslexic. Do you know what it was like to put this stripe together so that they were all going this way?
Yes, I do.
But I did it. I did it. I know. It was so exciting. So I worked on it and got it all worked out, and I was so happy with the top. I
Yes.
finished it at like 9 o'clock at night, turned on my iron, and just ready to press it off. And the iron spit rust all over this quilt.
No.
Okay, I was panic stricken.
Yeah.
I ran downstairs to the kitchen, grabbed my spot remover. Everybody has to have Grandma's spot remover. And it took the rust out. I was doing so good with it. There it is for you, Eric, to show Grandma's spot remover. It's really great. It's done by one of our friends. And then the red started bleeding.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one. The red started bleeding. No, it was just the fabric. It was the fabric. And we're currently out of the product called Retain. Now, if I would have been smart, I would have gotten the stains, the spots out, and then dipped it in Retain so the red wouldn't run. But it did.
Oh.
It did.
So you used the retain.
To hold the red in the dye. So it does, the red dye does not spread into the background. And it was also interesting. When I teach teachers, I have them use red thread, just like I do here, so people can see. And the red thread started bleeding. But anyhow, nonetheless, I love this quilt.
Yeah.
It is very old-fashioned patriotic. Have you seen anything more old-fashioned
I love it.
patriotic? But
I like patriotic.
I am going to finish it for our July 4th celebration.
Great.
And I thought it was really pretty. But anyhow, that was quite a nice find. 2011.
Yeah.
So anybody in that teacher training class, your block is in that quilt right now, down in history. So it was just really fun. Okay, so take your pattern, go inside to the first page, and now I'm going to show you something that's really fun. Do you know how big a honey bun is? Honey buns? Honey buns are 1.5-inch strips. What a great idea. How about a jump start? Get all your 1.5-inch strips done right here. And I love the honey bun because they're always divided in different colors, in their colorways, and so you can just take and pull out the strips. She's got more of them. Here, this one is even open. Look at this one, that's beautiful. You are going to have more background, more white, but anyhow, basically, this was done with a honey bun. And I just want to show you that it uses one diamond uses 3 different colors. So this is, okay, these are really easy. Guess what this is called? The orange. This is called the point. That's a point. Okay, that's the point. You only need a half strip to make one of these stars.
Oh, really?
Yes, and this is called the center.
Point.
Yes, it's called the center. Center. Looks like a center. You need to have 1.5 inch half strip to make that. This is easy, huh? Okay, this is called this is tricky. Flange. You said that just to make me laugh. No, it's called the radiant. The radiant, okay, that's the radiant. You actually need to have 2 half-inch strips to do this part right here. So basically, you can just take a honey bun and you can start pulling out 3 different colors that look really good together. And right here they are. I mean, somebody already grouped them together. There's 3 perfect colors right there. Wow. Don't you think? And so I started out that with a honey bun. Great fun. But we're actually and all of your yardage is written right on page 2. Not only using up the honey bun and pulling out the strips, but the borders, the lattice, the backing. They're all on page 2. But since we're an Accuquilt class, we got to cut some strips, right? Okay, so we're going to just look at page 3. And we are now about to hook Stephanie. Get ready. We are going to do the patriotic colors. It's easy. I started the patriotic colors, so I'm going to take them. So now I have the 1.5-inch strip die. What's great about it is that you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1.5-inch strips in one cut, one pass. So what I've done here, I have, okay, I'm going to test you. The red is called what? The radiant.
The radiant.
The radiant, good job. And so I'm just going to actually cut a little bit because we're going to do a stack. This is the radiant, and the navy is called a
Star
point. It's the star point. Star point here. Yeah, where did we go? Okay. Yeah, we need, I don't know where the other one. You want to just stand there and put it on your bulletin board.
I could.
There you go. There it is. But step aside so they can see. Okay, so how many strip to do the center?
2.
No. Oh, 1. 1. A half strip, right? How many to do the point?
Half.
1/2 of the blue. Okay, how many for the radiant? 2. So why don't we do this? 1 piece of red, 1 piece of blue. But let's just take this background and fold it in half. So when we cut these, we cut 2 for the radiant. Is that good? Yeah. That's smart thinking, right? And if you've never done this, there is the blade right there. You want to keep within that line. Actually, I really like to trim off my selvage edges before I do it, but we're going to pull it up so that we are on this side of the line. You always want to be in there. I'm just lining it up straight. I'm stingy. I am only allowing like 1/4 inch on the side because I don't want to waste too much, right? You always cover it with the mat. You watching, Stephanie?
Watching close.
Whoa! Okay. And now, is the machine turned on?
It is on.
Okay, so now you see that there's a little bit of extra fabric on the side, and that's kind of why I did this. You can just not cut that off, just kind of fold it up so that it goes in between this machine. I keep the die to the left of one side, and then this is just going to ride through and not cut through anything. Okay, okay. Oh my God, it started. Okay, so I like your outfit.
Thank you.
It's lovely. Very becoming. Okay, now just give it a little tug, little push,
All right.
and then when it catches, you're going to know it, and then just let go. Okay, now it's going. Okay, so I want you to just, this is exercise time. Yes. Do, 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 do. Yes, here we go. Here we go. We're working, and get through there. Okay, so don't be too excited about this, Stephanie.
Okay.
And we don't want to, this was in water in here. Okay, so now, whenever this stops, okay, you gotta get rid of the friction. Right?
Right.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, and then I do not like my pieces all messed up.
Right.
So I carefully slide. Oh, are you impressed?
Do a spins.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay, this you can throw away. Whoops. Oops. Here you go. Give it a little. There you go. That's good. Okay, so now we have our radiant. Yes?
Yep.
And we're going to use that twice in there. Okay, radiance. And then we have blue, which is our
Center.
perky points. Okay, we got red and we got blue. Okay, these are all the 1.5 inch strips that we need to make the stars. All right, that's done. Okay, so you can take the 1.5 and just set it aside. And we are going to need that later to cut our diamonds. This is the 2.5, that is for the border. We're not up to the border. You can put that aside. Okay. Okay, this is 3.5. This is for our corners, 3.5 inch. So if I only want, say I only want one strip of the 3.5, you don't have to cover up the whole thing. Okay, now get this over there, 3.5 for the corners. Okay, my dear, you get it on there. Let's see what you're gonna do. Okay, yeah, and keep that. Yep, you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good.
Eleanor, we have a question.
Okay, so take off my 3.5 inch strip. Whoop, 3.5 inch. Okay, and what we want to do with the 3.5 inch strip is we want to, this is 3.5, we want to subcut this into 3.5 inch squares, okay? So you just fold it like this, and I like to put my salvage edge next to, just hang it over the edge with the die. Okay, there's the salvage edge, here's the fold. We're gonna cut 4 layers right here, and we are gonna get all beautiful 3.5 inch squares. And then as soon as she is done with that, we're gonna do 4.5, exactly the same. Okay, so what do you think, Stephanie? Is it going fast for you?
Oh, yes. And my hands aren't getting tired?
No, and not your back, and not your arthritis, and your carpal tunnel, and
Saves the shoulder and the neck.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, now pull off your 3.5 inch squares and look at them, see if they're beautiful. Okay, look, she's doing really good. Okay.
So let's see. Here we go.
Whoa! Woo!
So those are what squares, size?
3.5, and they are going to be called the small squares, because now we're going to take the last strip die, which is a 4.5 inch for the large squares, and she's going to take that yellow, and okay, and I'm going to be okay, well, we'll make a big quilt. So we'll just cut a whole bunch of these. Okay, line it up there. You're good. Make sure you're inside the line up here, because this is where, okay, this looks good. Okay, cover it up and cut it. And I'm going to get busy over here. So that is the 4th die that you're using. Okay, we're going to do our diamonds, and we're going to get busy. And all of that yardage is right there. Let's turn the page. Go to page 4. And we are going to cut these strips in half just because I feel that I have such a mess here. Teresa was so neat, and I'm so messy. Okay. Yeah, I can't stand it. Okay, I like to cut these strips in half because they are absolutely the best size to use. And so I have, this is, remember this is my radiant white,
Yes.
right? White,
Which
radiant.
is a 1.5-inch strip.
Yeah, we need to keep on seeing that block. So we need to have 2 of them. So I have that 1 whole strip cut in half for 2 of them. I have a half a strip here. This is called the center. Center, right? That's the center. You only need 1 of those. And this navy is called the point. Point. Called the point. Called the point. Okay. So we're good. And you only need 1/2 strip of that. All right, let's sew them together. First of all, I need 2 strips that say center, which is the red, center, and the radiant, right? Center and the radiant on by 1 and 2. It says to drop off the radiant so that it's 1.5 inches lower. All right? Does that look right? 1.5 inches lower, right?
Now you've taken off the sew again?
You know what? They're going to be cut off. You'll see they're going to be cut off. Okay, so it just says flip it right sides together. Right sides together. Center, red. I have a lot of red, white, and blue. I'm very patriotic. Okay, it's very important, really, that you do sew as straight of strips as you can with this. Straight as strips as you can. And, you know, I was thinking about moving up. I like to do 2.0 stitch length, but I've been having a little trouble going through thick layers, and I thought maybe if I went to 2.5 it would be better. But anyhow, okay, this is just the really fun part, right? And you are going to press these strips, Stephanie. Okay, read and tell her how she presses these 2 strips. Okay, anybody know? Yeah, how is it? How do you press?
Towards B.
Towards B, toward the radiant. The radiant is what color? White. Okay, it's important. Toward the radiant. Okay, that's the first section. Now we're going to do the second section. The 2 pieces again are the radiant. The radiant, right side up. Okay, so let me see. I'm backwards. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. As I told you, I'm dyslexic. Whoa. Do you know how hard that is? Mm-hmm. You kind of get everything mixed up. So the radiant is on the top. Lovely, lovely. And now look and see how she is going to press this one.
Towards C. Radiant on top.
You know, there is a little paste up sheet, a little paste up diamond, and let me tell you, it's really smart just to try pasting up or coloring in little colors so you can remember. Yeah, do it ahead of time. So you make photocopies if you're going to do a bunch of different little blocks, because it will really help you. Okay, now you're going to press these as well. Okay. All right, and you are pressing towards the blue. Yeah, the center, okay? The center. Okay, I'm grabbing the 1.5 inch die again. I think it's here. Okay, where's the 1.5 inch? Probably to the back. Okay, there are lines drawn on this die. And this is this, can you see the 60? The 60, the 45. The line we need is the 45-degree line. And Merritt, if you look in the photograph, he actually did make a marker on the 45 so that it might be something that you want to do as well. So now I'm just going to take this piece and I'm going to line it up on the 45-degree line. 45-degree line. Here is my die running along here. It's going to trim off the salvage edges, okay? Right here, going to cut off. And then you're just going to take the second piece and carefully line it up right next to it. Be very careful. Okay, what do you think? Does that look nice and tidy? I'm going to just let these little guys hang over. I need the mat. Okay, cover it. What do you think about this one? You think it's slick? Okay, very carefully. Watch those little strips. Kind of like lay those, put the die over to the left, okay, and then just kind of like get it started. And, okay, we're almost too close, but make sure these are just folded down and they just kind of take a little ride right in behind them. Is that good?
Yeah.
They like it.
Yes, I do.
We do. We love it.
You like it. I love it. All right. So what do you think about those honey buns that we're passing if you've never used a honey bun? Okay, woo, so I got one right away. Okay, little bit. Okay,
Spin it.
you make that noise if you want. And then carefully, ooh, try to slide it off. Cool, look at that. Ooh, what do we have?
I like that.
Oh, that's pretty good, huh?
Really good.
And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many do you need to make 1 star? 8. 8. We made a nice little stack, okay, with these. These are just trash. There's your salvage edges. Okay, they're gone. Now you're just
Save
going
that
to
one.
take these same pieces. You've already got that 45-degree angle cut, so why not just line it up here and look, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 more. 9. You need 8 and 1 to mess up. You can take the... Oh, okay, you can't fold. You cannot fold.
No.
And you know what, to me, that was so critical getting these cut nice. I decided just to do maybe 1 layer at a time. And it works really good. Oh, yeah, and also the angle.
Yeah.
I mean, there it is, right there.
Perfect.
Okay, so will you fold these? Okay. And these, and see how she can work even while things are going through. Okay, you can line up strips on a die. So now put the next one right there. And then you can just run it right through and get it all. Okay, little friction. Spin it, spin it. Oh, I can look through it and see it, but it's not going. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. And this is what's left. Is that good?
That's great.
Those are cute.
And I know, actually, this one does have the salvage. Thankfully, that's the 9th one, huh? So you don't need it, right? Okay, let me put these all in a stack, and I'll show you. We'll go on. Now we're going to sew the diamonds. Okay, so what we just did, all of the pictures are right on page. The pages are sticking. Yeah, you saw the pictures all on 6, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
We are now up to 7. And now we're going to sew the diamond strips together. Okay, it says that we're going to put the center, section 1, that the yellow is the center, right? You're so good at that. Like that, okay, and now we need section 2 right beside it, and it's turned like this, and of course you're going to see when you lay them out. Whoop. Wait, let me get it done. Like this, and like that, okay?
Yep.
So whenever you take the left and flip it, okay, no, the right and flip it to the left, okay? Let me say that right. Let us get just the little stiletto. Okay, this seam is going down on top, and this seam it's also going down. Did we do that right? Okay, it's gonna work out good. They're both going down. So now, I used to always put a pin, and Teresa started and did a pin for you too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the little point that we want to match. And I found out I prefer just lining up the top 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch. It's not a quarter. It's 3/8 of an inch.
Oh.
3/8 of an inch. And I pay more attention to what is hanging out at the top and at the bottom. So, and they're supposed to be even. So can you see this right along here and that? They're even, and I'm just going to put, I see through the fabric, I'm just going to put my stiletto right here where they cross, because I can see the fabric underneath. Can you see the fabric underneath?
Yeah.
You can see it too?
Yes.
Okay, I'm putting my pin right there, or my point of my stilettos, and when I open it,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah.
Does it kind of line up?
Yes.
I mean, this is the biggest part
Yeah.
of doing the diamond. And actually, if you can get onto that 3/8 of an inch at the tip and the bottom. Okay, I'm going to show you one other little thing that's very important. And Teresa did mention this, but I'm going to remove my foot because there's 2 things on here. You have the 1/4 inch from the center, the 1/4 inch, and you have the needle. And I am going to just put my needle down. And if Eric is really close, when you start, your needle has to get right down in the depth of that V. Can you see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's going to check on it and see. Okay, see how close it is right there? And when you end on the opposite end, you want to come right out, right in that V. I don't know if he's on this part too. Is he still on this part? Okay, that's what's the most important part. And I feel that if you can learn, get used to that technique, then you probably do not need to do the whole pinning thing. I found that my pins always shifted on me, and so I just kind of gave up on it. So let me get my foot back in here. Okay. And I don't know if people, I used to think it was 1/4 of an inch that I had to have at the top. I'm sliding that right in there. All right, let's see. And now I think it would be really useful if you all put your tongue like this. This could be a little touchy, you know, right? Okay. So now we're following along here. We've got the edge on the 1/4 inch line. We want it to come right out and see that there is a little dash line. Whoops, there was. Right going up there, and I'm looking so hard that I'm going crooked. Okay, finish it. What do you think? You're excited to see? So am I. I would look first. What do you think?
All right.
That was one, and with a lash in my eye. I'm winking again. That looks really good, huh?
Yes, it does.
And so those are the things that I really want you to pay attention to. The 3/8 inch right here. Let me see if I can find, let's see. I have a little ruler, but I don't know where it went. But anyhow, it's just that 3/8, that tip up at the top and at the bottom. Ah, yes. Okay, thank you. And I have all these extra threads.
You can do it. Yes, you can.
Okay, I think it's going to be kind of hard to see on this.
Great.
Good. All right. Now, the next thing we want to do, turn the page.
And then spin it. Spin it.
Turn the page.
Yeah, there you go. Just
Let me see, I have to do another one too. Huh? Success? You did it?
Yes, I did it.
Yes, and so now count and tell me how many little 4.5 inch squares.
16.
16. Don't brag too much there, girl.
I'm so proud of myself.
But aren't they nice?
They're great.
yes.
Okay, I'm checking my match. Very good. Checking my 3/8 inch at the top. Have my needle right at that V. I have a 1/4 of an inch seam. And I do have to tell you, just practice this. Don't get all excited if the first one doesn't turn out perfectly. Just work at it. But if it's just a little bit off, even it's hard to see that in, in the finished quilt, right? I'm really good. Okay, one more try. See if it's, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Right.
Okay, Stephanie, if you would go over to the ironing board. We are right on page 7.
Uh-huh.
We have the stitching across the top. We're going to set the seam, and then we're just going to open this whole thing up and press right into it. Okay, set the seam, then open and press into it. Set the
And
seam
press towards section 1.
towards section 1.
Towards section 1.
Okay, but you know what I think I had towards section 1. Is the seam towards section 1? It's behind section 1, right?
Take a look
Good.
before I do the other way.
Okay, here this was section 1, the center, and there it is there. Okay, and do you see this little thing right here?
Uh-huh.
That little tip right there? Okay, well, we're going to be cutting those little tips off. We let them hang out sometimes, but now we're going to cut them off.
They don't get to hang out with it anymore.
Nope, they just get them out of the way. And you're just going to continue to make sets of these. All right. So you have your 8 sets. All right. Now turn the page. Beep. Now I'm going to need your 4.5-inch squares. 4.5-inch squares.
How many?
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I can manage with this little ruler, but I really prefer the, I'll do it with this, but I do really like the 6 by 12. Okay, see the one great thing about these rulers, see this diagonal line going through there? All right, we're going to cut that.
And when you cut it, make the block on the Accuquilt, you've got a perfectly straight line. So
Okay.
Run down that.
So we're going to take this and we are going to place 2 squares right in this valley. Okay, I am on page 8 and I'm right here. Okay, and now I need your 3.5-inch squares. We're building this and we're also going to cut these in half on one diagonal. And you can always use the 45-degree lines on the rulers to go ahead and make your little cuts straight. Very good. All right, now these little guys, I'm on page 8 and I am going to place these little guys, let me see. Let's see, right here. Let me see. There and there. Okay? So that's what we want to make right now. That's what we want to make.
Grains are on the outside? Yeah, they are.
Okay, the straight of the grain is there and here. This is on the diagonal, of course. But yes, these are straight of the grain. Yes, and that's good because they won't stretch, right? Okay, this is the really big thing. This is the kind of thing that I write in bold. Okay, I'm going to call this the right half and this the left half, right?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay, the right half and the left half. But let me tell you, they are not done the same. And I have been in so many classes that they don't remember to take the left side and get it out of the way. Don't look at the left side. Just do the right side, okay? I'm just going to do the right side, and I'm going to take all these things and stack them all up so they're out of my way. See, it says that, bold. And the reason that you're going to do that, let me see, I can, the finish thing. Okay. This is what we're trying to make. This is very similar to what Teresa did. She had a little group of 4 of these. Okay, and she wanted the seams to lock together. Okay, if you look, all of the seams on the right go towards the diamond. On the left, all of the seams go towards the corners, the half triangles. See that? Very important. Very important. So we're just going to do the right side now. And I have to tell you that I did this at midnight last night, and I was so tired, and I messed up, so now I have to mess up. So I can put this whole, I'm just going to turn these colors around, okay? Don't get excited. I just want to make 2 more so I can finish this star. Okay, the sewing, the technique is all going to be the same. Now I'm just going to take this and flip it right sides together. And once again, you make sure you want to have that 3/8 of an inch, okay? 3/8 of an inch up there, 3/8. And it's these pieces right now, the 4.5 and the 3.5 inch squares, are oversized. We are going to square these all up in the end, right? So don't worry if they're really big, because they're meant to be, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna take, I've got my 3/8 inch there, and I'm just gonna line it up and sew it right down. Okay, I keep on forgetting that this one doesn't have the button to push. So I'm sewing with Patriotic, and I just want to remind you that nice little country town in the mountains is having a 4th of July parade in Julian. We get out our fire trucks, our horses, our marching bands.
It's wonderful.
And not only that, you get to go to the quilt show.
Is that going on at the same time?
Yes, the quilt show is going on at the same time. Okay, so there's that piece right there. And now we're just going to take it, and we are going to put the diamond on the top and just open it and press. And so the diamond seam is pressed toward the diamond, okay? Press toward the diamond, that's really good. And so our quilt is there too, our opportunity quilt. Do you want to know how well we've done with it? I showed it to you a number of times. And remember, all the money goes to charity. And we're doing a lot for the first responders right now. Look, I'm cutting that off. Cutting that tip off. Okay? Cutting off my tip. And now I'm going to turn it. And remember this triangle here? This is going to go right here. Whoops, it's double layer.
Oops, only one single.
One layer. I have all kinds of pieces. And now you can make your tips hanging out on both sides. Okay, and now I'm going to sew. Ignore me. Anyhow, I just wanted to tell you we have done $2,500 selling our tickets.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's been a lot online, and people have.
Is the quilt, does it show online?
It's online.
Oh.
It's on Julian something, but it's all at the quilt show and such, yeah. So our last days we will show it and do a drawing on July 4th. I get to pick and tell you who won. Okay, so now remember, how are we supposed to press the right one? Toward the diamond. So if you put the diamond on the top, and then you just...
Got 2 layers on that one.
Oh, isn't that cute? It looks as nice on the wrong side as on the front side, right? We're not going to unsew that, right? Okay, but look. See how all the seams, both the seams are towards the diamond? Okay, so now you get to press this. Are you comfortable wearing that? Is it warm enough?
I think it looks
Is it the right size? It's the right size? It's good? Okay, that's done there. And now we are going to do the left side. Okay, she's going to press that. Oh, isn't that lovely? Does it look great? Pressed, huh? Impressed? I think so. It's just like the other ones. I think I'll be able to put these stars together. Patty, my sister, was with me, and we had such a great time. You shouldn't get sisters together. Oh my gosh, we talk and we talk. Talk, talk, talk. Okay, so now I just got to check this. The left side, turn the page.
Piece
On the right, and the little piece on the left. Yep.
with the long, yeah.
Okay, does that look good?
Uh-huh. And you have single layers there?
Okay. Okay. All right, so this time we're going to flip over to the little one, right?
Oh,
Right there. Flip it over, and what do we do at the top? We let our tips hang out. 3/8 of an inch.
Tips.
I'm going to get cut off. Don't say that word again, or I might get cut off the air. Okay? Because remember that one time we did.
That's
We
why I
did.
make sure it says T-I-P.
Okay, shh, 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 shh. They're listening. They're listening. Okay, so this time, how are the seams pressed? Toward the triangles. Uh-huh. Towards the triangles. So if you just put the small triangle on the top, open and press it, then it will be behind the small triangle. That's the rule. That's the rule, right? That's the rule. Okay, now let's get this guy back on here. Ah, it says, let me see, you have to open it and look at that picture. We have to trim it. We have to trim that off. We have to trim that off. We haven't been doing a lot of trimming. I've just been lucky. And I will tell you this, that when you are doing this, the width of this is almost always 2.5 inches.
Oh.
2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. Trim this off here. Get this and take it and put it right in place. And this, you can see it's oversized. Don't worry about it. Just worry about the tip at the top. Ta-da!
And it has to be 3/8.
And you know what? I'm going to have you press those really good, Stephanie. You're just doing such a good job because we're nearly done. And we're all going to go have lunch. You know what? I will tell you this while I'm doing this last theme. Claire McCarnes was just in here. I don't know how many of you know Claire McCarnes, but she's an antique collector. She sold them for many years. She also works with our charity group here, and she cuts all of the pieces for her charity group. She, of course, oh, well, you ladies would be able to talk a lot better, right? Because I know Fran and you have been in the charity group, and she has a, okay, so now towards the triangle. She has a talk on how to cut quilts for charity's use. How to economically cut pieces and put them together. And in August, I have to be at the retreat in Temecula. And I just talked to her and I said, would you like to do the talk that day? Maybe you could do the talk that day in August. So that's what I was just thinking. Okay, here and here. Okay, and what am I doing wrong? Okay, that's the same. Okay, and these are going to come in here like this. Ooh, look at that. I don't know. Let me see.
That was intentional.
That was intentional.
Look at this one.
Yeah. Look. This is what I did at 11:30 last night, and I wanted to do it the same, and I did.
Hey!
I can put this quilt together. Let me see. Is that another one? 1, 2. Oh my goodness, I think I have 4 of them. But look, it's going to be a whole new star.
Yep.
Okay, now the beauty. So let's just cut this little tip off right there. Yes. I got to lay them out and get them all right. Okay, right here.
Okay.
Uh-oh, don't scare me
Well,
like
you have
that.
other one laying underneath it.
All right. Does that almost make like a little square?
Yeah. Sure does.
Like 1/4 of it?
Yep. Yep.
Ready? Let's do this. Flip this right sides together. Because I did it on purpose. Because I did it at 11:30 last night when I went to bed, and I made a mistake, and I said, oh, I started to cry, and I said, I'll have to take this all apart. And I said, well, not if I keep on making the same mistake. So I decided I'm going to keep on making the same mistake.
In that case, it's not a mistake.
It's planned now, because wait till you see what it's going to look like. Okay, look at this. This seam is going up. Guess what the seam underneath is? Down, down. Okay, look here.
Just like you planned.
Seam is going up, underneath. Seam is
Down.
going down. Are you excited?
Yeah.
You should be. Okay, I'm just going to have you press everything really good, because we're going to sew all these together right now. We're going to try. See if I can make a mistake on that. Right now at this time, it's easier. There aren't those crazy angles that we've been sewing with the whole time. Oh yeah, where is my jumper? Yes. Do I want to jam now? No. Because
Yeah.
I know, you're right. And it just would love it. Okay, I do like to lift up my machine and get it under there. Whoop, and I pull on my jumper and I just get it going, and I hold down my seams that are all locked, going up and down. That's done. Okay, and this next seam is locked. They're all going in the opposite direction. Hey, you know what?
What?
There's no inset seams here. Oh no. It's too bad Tony's not here. Okay, this is one. This is another one for you. And I have one more. Okay, there you go. And look at that. 1, 2. Oh, look, a new star. How's that one? You have to make a mistake to get this. Is that different? It's all the same technique sewing. It's just where the colors got placed. Jumper scrap. Whoa, 1, 2. This is the last one. 4 done. I'm excited. What time is it?
Yep.
What is it?
11:45.
11:45? Oh, the time goes.
Right on time.
It's so much fun when you're having, time goes fast, huh? Okay, 1, 2. Anyhow, the directions are good. Merritt did good job on the illustrations and everything, huh?
Yes.
I think so. This is a little fat, put on a little weight. All right, Stephanie, this is it. Last one. And we'll let you go buy your new machine. You know what? Tell them to put it on my account.
Oh, that would be so
Okay.
sweet.
That would be
Why
really
didn't I
nice.
think of that?
That would be really nice, huh? Okay, so you kind of have a choice now. If it looks pretty messy around the outside edges, doesn't it? Do you want to square it up now or after you sew it together?
After you sew it together.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Yep.
So this is our seam that we're going to do right here. Let us get rid of this tip right there. That would just not be good right here. Okay, let us put this one right here. Ta-da! Ta-da!
Yeah, that, I like that. I like that.
Actually, is cool.
Yep, that really is.
I like it.
Take a picture.
Yep.
It is very interesting.
Make that same mistake.
Oh, just,
Oops, leave it together.
huh? I'll leave it
So you can
together.
take a picture.
Oh, okay, here, let me push it back together. I'm just cutting off my tips. I just turned that at the end. You can literally lay these diamonds all out first, and then add your side, your two triangles. Okay, so now I'm just going to do this. Flip it right sides together. This is the most important part. I'm not going to worry about the outside edge. I'm going to lock. These seams will all lock right here. Okay? Let me line it up. Yeah, I want to do this all over again. Maybe if I sew in the middle of the night all the time, I'll just make creative mistakes.
Well, you make a new idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All I did everything up to the end, but I just switched the direction of those little points. Okay, this is all locking right here. Whenever they lock together, they look really good from the right side. And do remember those little yo-yos
Yes.
and buttons are very nice in the very middles of these stars if they don't line up. Okay, that's done. Flip this right sides together. Everything is lined up. Everything is locking in opposite directions. Okay. Oops, I think that this one needs pressed again. Okay. All right. Behind it, you learn how to fudge everything. It was pressed the wrong way at the very end. But you don't, it'll be fine, right? You know
Is
what?
it the correct way?
Yeah, but would you repress that?
It makes it much easier to sew.
Yeah, it makes it much easier.
So this
And-
one is pressed out.
Press right.
Yes, and you know what I'm going to do? I don't like this. I think this needs to be trimmed slightly. Okay, so I am going to put my 45-degree line down the center. Wow, that's a lot.
Is that the right way?
Ooh, that's a lot. What the heck? I'll just trim it. It just looked.
Oh. Yep, your line moved.
Oh, you saw that.
Yep.
It did move. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Much better. Okay. Actually, you can trim all of them just like I did, just now did. All right, one more time. Now I don't even want to say it.
Is it still pressed the wrong way?
Something is.
I'm consistent at least.
Yeah, it's okay. Let me see. Let's just try. Oh, it might mess me up whenever I try to swirl my seams. Well, you guys all know how to swirl your seams.
We used to.
You used to? Okay, I'm nearly done. I'm sure you guys are getting tired. Do you know that you've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, huh?
It's been fun.
You guys have been a great audience.
We like it.
You like it?
Having fun.
Good. One more seam, and then I quit. Lunch. Okay, look how odd it is around the outside edge, but that's all lined up nice right there. That's good. I'm pushing this seam up right here. Okay, and that's going to go right together in the middle. Very cute. Somewhere we got a little off on our pressing. This will look just like the other quilt that I had. I can't show the wrong side.
Yes, but we make those mistakes too.
You know what? This one seam did not get pressed toward the right side. The seams did not all get pressed toward the diamond. But, you know what? I'm doing a miracle here.
Making it work.
Top seam up, very, very thick. Maybe a needle breaker.
Yep.
Oh, hey, you guys all feel better, right?
Right. Yeah.
Whoa, let's see it. See? Look how beautiful it is. Woo, I love it. Thank you, thank you. And now we're going to jump to this one and square it up. I did that all just so you could have a good time. Okay, ruler, big ruler.
You know,
Thank
if
you.
Don't take out
Okay.
a seam once. It's not a good product.
Okay, so the ruler, look how nice this goes on this. This should really be squared up to around 10 and a half or 10 and a fourth. But what you do, oh, this is really good. Okay, this is so good. I am putting right here is the diagonal line. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Do you see that diagonal line on the ruler?
Yes.
Okay, come over here. Do you see the diagonal line? Do you see 10 and a half?
Yes.
10 and a half right there. Okay, go down here. Just very, very close. Both of these are very, very, oh, there. Do you see the diagonal line in 10 and a half? And 10 and a half.
Yay.
I can do something. Okay, two sides. 1, 2. Get rid of them. Okay, take these two, lift up your ruler, take these corners, turn it around completely. Line up 10 and a half right here. 10 and a half is on the outside edge. 10 and a half still goes right to these little diagonal lines. Hold down your ruler tight. Two sides. Ta-da! Perfect! Thank you, thank you. We're good, huh? Okay, I'm going to just show you really quick on the little 9 patch, and I know we have the little pieces for the 9 patch. Okay, this is good. Get out your 1.5 inch die. These are, see the 9 patch in the corners and the lattice, and I love to do these with my Accuquilt cutter. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut off a little piece. It's made of 2 sets. There are 2 white, blue, white. And then the opposite one is blue, white, blue. Seams pressed in the opposite directions. Layer them right sides together. Do you have your 1.5 inch die? Yep. Really work and manage them. And now we are just going to put this one on. This is the extra one we need. You're now going to subcut, and let's just line it up right like that. How about I like to use a line?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. One, and let's just take this other one and line it right behind. You are learning all kinds of new things today, Stephanie.
Oh, you know it.
Put your hold your breath. And take it through. Yeah, oh, look at this. Here we go. Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay.
Part I'm not so
Okay, you have to kind of twist it. Twist it. Even get the opposite end too. Yeah, just keep it, you have to keep it down, still tight on there, but try to start sliding it. Yeah, yeah.
Keep sliding it.
Yeah, she did pretty good.
Well, you know, I'm new.
She did pretty good. Okay, so now there are two that are already right sides together. You can just pick those up. So those pairs together, and then you have this little extra one that's going to go right on the side. And that concludes the lesson.